If you could wrestle one more opponent, what's it going to be?
If what?
If you could wrestle anybody WWE one last time, who would it be?
Oh man, I couldn't keep up with those guys now.
You're the man.
I like them all so much, you know. They've got a great crew now, and for the first time in a long time, they're healthy. Had too many guys injured, but now they're healthy, and a lot of new guys on the scene. The company's in good shape in terms of that, so I'd like to wrestle any of them. I think Seth Rollins is awesome. I love Roman Reigns. I guess my favorite of all the young guys is, oh gosh, I better not say that. I like Dolph Ziggler. Yeah, he's really good. What's that? Oh, thank you. I'm honored to be here.
I have a question.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
No.
Take it over there, ma'am.
So you think in a year your daughter can get in the ring with Ronda Rousey and be some kind of a competition?
Within a year?
Yeah.
If she started training right now for that?
Yeah.
Most definitely. You ever seen my daughter before?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Okay. Right here.
I didn't say she could do it today, but with a year of training, yep, all day long.
What are your thoughts about John Cena?
Huh?
What are your thoughts about John Cena?
On John Cena? I think he's phenomenal. I think he's the hardest working guy in showbiz. I've never wrestled John in a single match. No, he's the only guy I haven't. But man, he has been the workhorse for that company, and I mean, he's so unselfish with his time. And last week, he and that young kid from NXT, Sami Zayn, had a phenomenal match. I think it was the highest rated segment on the show.
What was it like
What was it like, what, wrestling Shawn Michaels? Well, it was, I can't deny it was an awesome event for me, a great opportunity, but I was sad. I wasn't ready to leave yet. Huh? Yeah, thank you. You kidding? I'm glad to be here. Sean's the best, man. Yes. Who, what? All I can hear is evolution. What was the rest of it?
I'd like to know what your outside relationship is with the members of Evolution.
Well, it's great. Hunter is my best friend. I love Randy. Dave is busy making movies, man. Dave is doing really well, and Randy Orton is second to none in terms of in-ring work right now. You better let him repeat that. I can't hear you.
Yeah, I know.
Who wants to know what your
My thoughts of Bo Dallas? He's a great athlete, you know. It's he's been hurt, so it's hard to measure how well someone's going to do in a long run. But he's a great kid and a great athlete.
He wants to know which wrestler puts you through the most pain, body-wise.
The most pain, body-wise? Let me think. You know, I don't think anybody did. You know, not intentionally.
Sting!
Which match was your toughest match?
Which match was my toughest match of my career?
I got a question. You can ask him.
Wow.
If he thinks
I've had a lot of those. I don't know which one was.
Next year.
He already plays Undertaker.
Sting and Undertaker?
I never looked at the business like that. I enjoyed going to work so much, I didn't look at it as being tough. The ones that were hard were the ones that were no people there.
He wants to know what was the reason you left WWE back in 1993?
In 1993, well, they were kind of going in a different direction, and I missed being with all my friends in Atlanta, so it ended up being a mistake, but I went back. I'm a glutton for punishment with those guys. But I was with my friends, you know, and I mean, I've been very fortunate to have a lot of friends in both companies, so for me it wasn't just going home. And a lot of the guys that I was wrestling with, Hogan had left, Randy was going, you know, and then ultimately I got Hogan and Randy to come with WCW. Piper went on to big movies. So, you know, it all happens for a reason. I was happy.
Guys, if you have a question, if you could please line up right here, down the middle.
There we go. Let's get some girls with some questions. What the hell? That's right.
My questions for you is, should The Undertaker face Sting next year at WrestleMania?
No.
Next question. Who would you arm wrestle?
Me. Who would I arm wrestle? No, I'm terrible. I wouldn't arm wrestle anybody. Her. Right there, right next to you. She'll probably win.
Oh, that's your question.
My question is for you, Ric Flair. Which company would you like working better for out of all the ones you've worked for?
WWE.
Why?
Just a first-class organization.
How is Vince? Is he cool?
Yeah, he's very cool, but he's a man. Does that make sense? He runs that company hands-on, and he doesn't like any nonsense, and he expects you to work as hard as he does, which is a lot of work, because he's so committed and focused on the success of the company every day. But at the same time, he doesn't ask you to do anything that he wouldn't do himself.
Thank you, sir.
You can't get beat on that, right? Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, a woman.
Hi. My dad was one of your biggest fans when you were a wrestler, and he wanted to know what was the most painful thing that happened to you inside the ring.
The most painful thing that happened inside the ring. Wow. You know, I don't know, inside the ring. I've had stuff happen to me that I didn't realize happened until I got out of the ring because of adrenaline. But I don't know, I had my rotator cuff torn twice in the ring. That hurt. And that cracked C5 in my neck in 1989, that hurt. But it hurt more the next day than it did at that moment. So I've been lucky inside the ring. I've been very lucky.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
All right, I know you're not as young as you used to be. How do you keep yourself in shape? Do you still do your own workout?
I work out real hard.
Is it the same as you used to when you used to be young, or is it less?
It's less.
Less.
Can't lie to you.
Let me ask you, what are your routines for you to keep up your body like that?
Well, I hate cardio, you know, because I've done so much my whole life, is I do 25 minutes of cardio a day, but I do it at the highest possible level. Does that make sense? I raise the level of resistance. Like, does anybody here work out on an elliptical? Yeah, I do level 20 at random for 25 minutes. It's almost 500 calories. That's a bitch. Try it. The hardest thing I do is free squats, but I'm lazy about doing free squats again. Stairmaster, I own that. I got that down pretty good. Running is hard too, you know. I don't like running. I hated that. But so I'm elliptical. When I get motivated, I do free squats. Believe it or not, if you do free squats and push-ups, that's a hell of a workout. You know, and I do it with very little time between sets. Then I'll do chest, arms, shoulders, and back. Each body part twice a week.
Okay. Thank you.
What about yoga?
Woo!
How's it going, Mr. Flair? 16 times.
Yes.
Big number. I'm a big fan of yours as well, and I just wanted to ask you, how did you come up with your character? What was the building blocks to Mr. Nature?
George Scott came up with it, the Booker. When I was in an airplane crash in '75, the promoter came to me and said, why don't we try doing this a little bit like a guy named Buddy Rogers? And the rest is history.
And do you have any Do you have any advice for anybody that wants to be a wrestler in the future? Like all these wrestlers right here, they want to make it big.
Well, you know, I hate this because I'm going to discourage a lot of people. If you're not working for NXT and you don't have an opportunity to get to the big show, does that make sense? I hate seeing small time promotions take kids' money when they have no possible opportunity for them. There's a lot of wrestlers that are doing that today across the country, and I don't respect them for it. If you can pick up the phone and call Vince McMahon or call Dixie Carter or call somebody with that either company, then I get it. But if you got nowhere to send them, you know, you shouldn't be training them and taking their money.
And do you have a dream match that you would love to wrestle?
What is the chick's name on Modern Family with Ed O'Neill? Sophia, what's her last name?
Vergara.
Yeah. That would be my dream match.
Tag team, 2-on-1. I don't mind.
Yeah, whatever it would take.
I'll get on.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr.
10 Viagras.
Take my hat off to you, sir. You're a true legend.
Thank you.
And, two questions, actually. If you could do it all over again, would you do it?
If I could do this all over again?
Everything from the very beginning.
Yeah, I would do everything except get married 4 times.
Second question is...
I should have stayed just to the quit after 2.
I'm barely at 1 right now. Could I do the strut with you?
Yeah, you have to ask the guy I'm working for. I'll charge you $500 for it, but I'll do it.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, ma'am.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
First question. What was the idea of the group known as Evolution?
Hunter. All Triple H. He came up with it. He came up with his idea totally. Just like the 4 Horsemen was Arn Anderson's idea. I can't take credit for it.
Okay. Second question. My mom's a huge fan. She says she loves you.
Maybe we dated. How old is she?
Don't want to tell her.
Old enough.
How old are you?
18.
You're 18? That might have happened. You from the valley?
Damn, I can turn my phone back on.
Oh, my mom says she loves you. What would you say to her?
I might have loved her.
Yeah!
You never know.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Who's your favorite superhero?
My favorite superhero? The Rock.
Ric Flair.
Yes,
Never
sir.
thought I could ask you one question, but
Name it, man.
what would have been the Ric Flair given your accident back in 1975? Did you ever think of a second career?
Oh, man. I didn't. You know, I never gave up on wrestling.
Appreciate it, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, Ric Flair.
Hello, young man.
I've been a really big fan of you since I was little. I saw you in wrestling and all that. And I wanted to ask a question. Do you think Triple H will ever go to these Comic-Cons or no?
I doubt it.
Okay.
You know, he's got 3 young kids now, so between running or, you know, working a lot in the office and training for the times he wrestles and then raising 3 kids, and and then running NXT, he's spread pretty thin. I don't think you're going to see it happen. He may sometime, just for the fun of it, to meet everybody, but it'll be. I'm not sure who could afford him.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hello, Mr. Flair.
Hello.
Honor to meet you.
Thank you.
I was just wondering, you were able to wrestle with the legends, Macho Man, Hogan, the Genius, all those people. That was before the invention.
Are you calling the Genius a legend?
Hey, I liked his promos. He can still go out there and cut a promo. I watched that Hall of Fame. I'm a mark, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I was just wondering, do you believe that with the internet the way it is now, that is limiting current stars from just becoming legends like that? Because you see a lot of controversy with certain wrestlers, or as soon as people on the dirt sheets or anyone just picks up on them, they just completely throw all this hatred. Do you think that's due to the internet, or maybe...
With the fans throw the hatred, you mean?
Yeah, like it just starts all this controversy, and even on the Royal Rumble, like that wasn't really seen as much. There were heels and faces during the 80s and 70s, but it's just, do you think that's because of the internet or Vince or?
It's just the way of the world. It's social media. You know what I mean? It's just in my estimation, it's everything is for some reason people thrive on controversy. Instead of being happy with everything that goes on in their life, being thankful, being respectful, they always want to stir some shit. That's just the way people are. And our poor guys, the young guys today, are so confused. It's like they're walking around on glass because they don't know, And there's only really one person that's going to make a decision in this company, WWE, whether they're going to be there or not, and that's Vince McMahon. Nobody else.